Hello, my name's Ariel Finance, and this is how to get ahead in your 20s. So, there are a lot of ways to differentiate yourself with people your age, but one of the main ways is to have a good mindset. Now, on Google, the definition of a good mindset is a positive, proactive mental attitude characterized by optimism, resilience, and a focus on growth, potential, and solutions rather than problems. So, by definition, this is how you have to think, this is how you need your brain to work, and this is how you need to operate. You need to believe that you can actually do anything that you put your mind to. And the dreams you have, you need to believe that you can achieve them. Like, they're dreams because they're far-fetched, right? And you need to put a lot of work in to actually get there, but always believe that you can achieve your dreams. Now, a good mindset also entitles, like, not being emotional. You can't be emotional about investing. You can't be emotional about finance in general, or you're going to make many wrong decisions and you're going to just fail and lose a lot of money and lose a lot of time and just a lot of negative things if you are emotional with your decisions. Think of your decisions way more logically than emotionally. You need to operate under the belief that you are responsible for everything in your life. Even if something isn't your fault, it is your responsibility to fix it or move past it. But you also have to realize that you're not perfect. Obviously, nobody is perfect. You have to view yourself as a work in progress, and mistakes aren't failures. They are just like data, right? They are things you can analyze and then make a better rational decision next time it happens and not make the same mistake again. And I truly believe once you have the mindset and the consistency, you can truly just achieve like almost anything you want to do. So the next thing is setting goals. So you have to have short-term and long-term goals for yourself. And I also do day-to-day goals, like I want to do this today, and if I don't do this today, then the next day I have to add that on and I have to work even harder. Something I've learned from watching YouTube and just researching online is that you should take a Google Doc and then take your dream day and how you are as a person and like what you're doing and everything, and just write like basically a story about who you are and like what you're doing 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now, and 5 years from now. So make those all separate and make like your dream scenario in each timeline. And this can be literally anything. This can be what you do during the day. This should be like what clothes you're wearing. This should be who you're hanging out with. This should be like just everything. And it may sound corny, it may seem corny. I did think it was a little corny to start, but you want to think you are like, if you believe that you are a millionaire, you will be a millionaire. Like manifestation, it works. So there's the goal of setting where you are in 3, 6 months, a year, and 5 years. But then you also have to set just general long-term goals. So this could be literally anything. This could be like, I don't know, get a better job, get a higher income, learn something. This could be anything. And then I also set short-term goals of like something I want to do, like that's relevant in a certain aspect. For an example, I could be like make $500 in one day. I don't know. Whatever. It can be anything short term. Just set a bunch of goals for yourself and strive for them. Because when you set goals for yourself and you're working, like if you don't have any goals, what are you even working for? Like, right? Like, what are you doing what you're doing for? I think it's human nature that like you're always striving for something, whether it be like instant gratification or prolonged gratification. But knowing what you're like doing this for and setting goals for yourself it'll keep you way more disciplined, way more motivated, and you can actually see yourself making progress. Even if like your bank account's not going up or anything like that, you can see yourself like making progress towards your goal, and it's just very motivating. So just take a note paper, take a Google Docs, and just write a bunch of stuff down. And the next thing is financial discipline. Obviously, this is like the main point. You need to have financial discipline to get ahead. If you're door dashing $500 a month, it's just not going to work, man. Just not going to get ahead. So financial literacy. I got the definition here. Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including budgeting, investing, borrowing, and saving. It empowers individuals to make informed, responsible money decisions, avoid high debt pitfalls, and secure long term financial stability. Okay, so just having overall financial knowledge. So, number one, if you're in debt, and it could be school, it could be credit cards, it could be however you got your debt. Number one, in my opinion, just pay off your debt. Okay. Get your debt out of the way as soon as possible because you can't save. You can't invest with like a bunch of money in debt. Like, your debt needs to be gone. You need to have a clean slate. And the best way to pay off your debt, no matter what the number is just at the end of the day, you have to be more frugal, right? You have to know where your money's going. Like, you have to make a budget and see every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. And then you just have to cut your spending and just set the goal to eliminate your debt. And eventually you will if you have the right mindset and the right discipline. Now, after you've paid off your debt, or if you never had any at all, now you have to start investing, you have to start saving and just building up your skills and your knowledge and everything, whatever. So you have to learn about a Roth IRA. Like, a Roth IRA is one of the best financial tools that you can use young to get ahead in your 20s and whenever. Now, a Roth IRA, a Roth individual retirement account, is obviously a retirement account. You can only cash the money out of it when you're, I believe, it's like 65 and a half, whenever retirement is. Anyway, doesn't matter, but what's amazing about a Roth IRA is that the money is pre-tax. So when you got a 9 to 5, when you got a job and you get your paycheck, the money is already taxed out of it, obviously. And then when you invest in your Roth, the money's after tax. So when you take money out of your Roth eventually, there's no tax on it. You get it at full value. Okay? With like a brokerage, you get like, I don't know, 20%, 22% or something taken out of your gains. And another thing that makes the Roth so good is compound interest. So I'll break down compound interest in real numbers. So if you have $1,000 in a savings account at a 3% APY, at your start you will have $1,030, right? Because 3%. But the next year, you're getting interest on $1,030, not just 1,000. So you get interest on the money that you earn for free. So if we factor this into a Roth IRA, if you start your Roth at 18 years old, like I am, and you max it at $7,500, which is the current contribution limit per year, if you max it for 50 years until you're 68 at an 8% return, you will have $4.6 million tax-free, completely tax-free when you take it out at 68. And compound interest, it doesn't look like much to start out with. So at age 28, you will have $75,000 invested of your own money, and your account will only be $117,000. But fast forward to age 58, 30 years later, in 40 years of investing, you will have $300,000 of your own money invested, but your investment will be worth $2.1 million. Okay, so that's the beauty of compound interest. So a Roth IRA is the easiest way to get ahead in your 20s, and the earlier you start, the way better. And this is not factoring in contribution increases, because usually every 5 years the contribution goes up, like more than 7,500. Like last year, it changed from 7,000 to 7,500. So that's not factoring any of that in, and that's not factoring in the limit that you get, that it increases by when you get around age 50. I think you can invest more. So yeah, the Roth IRA is a cheat code. Now, if you find that you're maxing your Roth and you have more money to invest, I suggest a 401k. So a 401 is another retirement account, and you usually get this with full-time jobs like 9 to 5s. And the beauty about 401ks is that there's matches. So let's say you make six figures, right? 100k flat, and you contribute 6% into your 401k. So that's taken automatically from your paychecks and you never see the money. So the psychological barrier is gone there. So you contribute 6%, which would be $6,000, and a 50% match adds an extra $3,000 from your employer. So they give you literally free money based on what you invest yourself. So Roth and 401, if you're investing in those consistently, that will put you way ahead of a lot of people in your 20s. And nothing that I'm talking about here is financial advice. I'm an 18-year-old kid. Like, I'm not a financial advisor. All of this I've just learned off YouTube or the internet or just people that I've talked to in general. Like, nothing is formal education. So learn about these investing accounts, learn about interest rates, learn about the Fed, learn about how geopolitical tensions affect the market, learn about charts like support levels and all of that with the stock market. Learn about savings accounts, a high yield savings account to store your emergency fund. Store it with 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your high yield savings account, so that the like high yield, it's like usually like 3% ish. So you're not actually losing money to inflation when you have your money in your account based on like a normal savings account with the bank that has like no interest. Your money's actually going down even though it's just sitting there. So just get an overall good mindset and good financial like structure and knowledge, and you'll be ahead of a lot of people in your 20s. But step 3 is income. So let's just build a scenario here. You are 22, right? You're going to college for anything, doesn't matter. You're going to college, but you work full time at the same time at a job that pays 16 an hour. And let's say you work full time 40 hours and you make $38,000 a year. No, 36 because it works with 12s. $36,000 a year. That might not be the math, but let's just say that. So then you have rent, which is $1,200, and then a car with gas, insurance, and so on, which is another $500. So that's $1,800. No, let's say the car's $600. So that'd be $1,800, right? That's half of your income just to your car and your house expenses. And then there's groceries, another $2,000, right? So chances are you're not going to be able to max your Roth IRA and like invest a lot of money if you have this. Now, you also have debt from school, and you're probably thinking, okay, I'm just grinding it out until I graduate college, until I get like a good job. I'm gonna get like a $80,000, $100,000 a year job, 9 to 5. I'm just gonna live. Like, this is not how it works anymore in the current age. Like, college does not guarantee a job. A lot of people get out of college and they get a 9 to 5 and it pays like $40,000 a year. Right? You're not getting 6 figures straight out of the bat. It's just not going to happen, like in 90% of scenarios. And you're getting bad pay, and then you have 50,000. You have like over a salary worth of debt. When you could just not go to college, you could have your 9 to 5, right? You could not go to college, and you could be working on your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5 and building knowledge to get a high income skill and actually like be building a foundation. So my point is that in the current age, college is not a guarantee, right? I don't hate college, but it's not a guarantee like it was 20 years ago. So the best thing to do to get ahead in your 20s, like financially and income wise, is to learn a high income skill. Now, to learn a high income skill, you need a good mindset. You need to be consistent and you need discipline. And you need a cash flow, okay? 9 times out of 10. So you need to go on YouTube. You need to pick a skill that you want to learn. Go on the internet, go on YouTube, and just learn about it. And just sit down and grind, right? Now, you might have a 9 to 5. Do not quit the 9 to 5. Like, do not quit the 9 to 5 because you have bills, you have expenses, and you need to fund your 5 to 9. Like, you need to fund the knowledge because not everything's going to be free. You need a cash flow, you need money to just live your life. So after your 9 to 5, just work on your 5 to 9 and keep expanding your knowledge. Like, knowledge is key. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge equals money. Why do you think a barista gets paid $15 an hour, but a doctor gets paid, I don't know, like $100 an hour? It's because a doctor went to 10 years of school, has 10 years worth of knowledge, or not 10, I'm an idiot, 8 years. They have 8 years of knowledge under their belt. So obviously, the person with 8 years of knowledge is going to get paid way more than the person that you can literally learn their job in one day, right? And my favorite thing about the current age in 2026 is that you don't need a formal education to like get these high skills and like get a lot of knowledge. It's so easy to get knowledge with the internet, with AI, and with YouTube. Like, there's so much free knowledge out there, and you can get like better education than you can at a college that charges you $20,000 a year, and you can spend $500 a year, get better knowledge, and you can learn from people that actually did it instead of professors that have not actually done what they teach. And you can learn way quicker. Like, college is 4 years, right? You can learn what you can in 4 years in 6 months online. So step 1 is having a good and optimistic mindset. Step 2 is setting goals for yourself, long term and short term. And then step 3 is having financial literacy. And step 4 is building a high income skill and actually earning more income. Let's go back to $36,000 a year and a college student. So $36,000, but you're actually taking home about $5,000. But then you're also stacking up debt on top of it. And the only thing you're trading for the debt is knowledge and a piece of paper that mean way less than they did 20 years ago, right? I mean, the piece of paper means way less than it did 20 years ago. And you're still stacking up that massive debt. That's probably going to be over a salary worth of debt. And making $36,000, like, you're not going to be able to max your Roth every year. You're not going to be able to save and invest as much as you want. And not just investment in like stocks in the market. You're not going to be able to invest in like other things like your knowledge, and you're just not going to have the cash flow or the income to be able to build like high paying things. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to build an AI agency. And what that is just basically an AI and marketing agency that provides leads. It's business to business. It provides leads and then uses AI to qualify the leads and book them into the business's calendar. So it's basically implementing AI into other businesses. And that's just what I chose. You don't need to choose that. You can choose literally any model you want to. The point is, you just need to build a skill that pays. And so you just need to sit down and grind every day, grind your 5 to 9, and be consistent, be disciplined, and just keep working. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in like a month. But you need to build this skill, and you need to keep grinding. It's all about that mindset. And if you don't see instant results, like, it's fine. You just need to keep your head down and keep grinding. Like, a lot of people quit before they see their first dollar even. And that's just a lack of discipline and a mindset thing that people need to fix. But after you have a good mindset, you set goals for yourself, you're disciplined, you're consistent, you're motivated. After you have knowledge of financial literacy, you know what Roth is, you know what investing is, you know what everything is, you know what interest rates are, you know what blah, blah, blah. And you've put in the work to get knowledge on a high income skill, you're good at something and people will pay for it, you are way, way ahead. I guarantee you're way ahead of 95% of people in their 20s. Because a lot of people are just going out Friday, Saturdays, and just partying and having their quote fun. And I can understand that. Like, you're at the peak of your life, basically. Like, you want to have your fun, you want to drink, you want to party. But all that's going to do for you is put you in the rear mirror, right? You're not going to get ahead doing that. Like, if you already are partying right now and just drinking and just wasting your money, like, you got to stop before you do anything on this list. That's step 1. You have to build discipline. And another point that I haven't brought up yet is the people you surround yourself with. You have to surround yourself with people that motivate you and have good ideals. For example, you surround yourself with a drinker and a smoker and someone that's fascinated with just girls, right? So it's a Wednesday night. You just got done with your 9 to 5 and your homie texts you. He's like, yo, bro, let's go to the club. That is period that's just a bad person to have in your life. Like, they should be, like, your friends and people around you, they should be motivating you to be better. And going to a club after your 9 to 5 on a Wednesday night is just not, it's just not productive. It's just not good, right? So the people that you should be around are people that motivate you, that people that are doing well in their lives, and people that are just a good influence in general. And a lot of everything that I'm saying here sounds like work. It sounds like work, 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 work. And if you try all of this, if you do all this and you're not happy, you're doing something wrong, okay? Because chasing your goals and working towards your goals should bring you happiness. If you're not happy, make sure that you don't cut out like your passions. Like, for example, I like music. I like going to concerts, and I don't know, whatever. I like concerts, right? I'm never going to cut concerts out of my life and like live music and music in general because it brings me happiness. So no matter like how much money I spend or like whatever, I'm never going to cut it out of my life because it's balance. It brings a balance into my life and it keeps me motivated, honestly, because I can go to a concert and then I can get home and I can grind for 8 hours and I'm fine with that, right? That's what brings me happiness. And a lot of people just try to cut all of their happiness out of their life, and I can understand that. But for a lot of people, you're just going to be depressed, and then what happens when you're unhappy and you're doing all this grinding? You're just going to quit. Like, you're not going to stay consistent. So you need to find a way to stay completely consistent and just grind at the same time while also being happy. So keep your passion and build your life around people that are already doing better than you and that motivate you every single day. To go back to a point earlier, with the market and investing, a lot of people, when they start investing, is they see a stock go up. It's up 70% on the year. And they get FOMO and they invest in it, right? Because, I don't know, they just get FOMO and they think it's going to go up even more. But the chances are, if it gets a 70% year, like, let's give Google for an example, 75% last year, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's due for a correction. And I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not all knowledgeable. I could be completely wrong, but don't invest don't invest in stocks at their all-time highs. Specifically individual stocks, okay? S&P, I'm dollar cost averaging that. I'm investing in that every single Friday. I'm putting $50 into my Roth IRA into VU, and I'm putting $50 into my emergency fund every single Friday. Comes out of my bank account. I don't have to think about it, right? Dollar cost averaging is a beautiful way to get ahead and remove the psychological barrier that investing has on some people. So what I do is I dollar cost average at the same time, right? But I also keep some money behind in case of a market crash, because you don't want the market to crash and then, oh, I already spent all my money. Oh, I already invested all my money. You have no capital to put into the market, right? That's like worst case scenario. You want to take advantage of all the market dips and crashes, and you don't want to be greedy, right? A lot of beginners are greedy. I'm greedy, honestly. I've been greedy. I've missed out on some gains because I've been greedy. But you just want to keep dollar cost averaging, but also with individual stocks, don't buy at all-time highs because chances are they're going to go down, okay? That's about all I've got to say. So step 1 is build a good mindset that you won't quit no matter what like challenges life throws at you or if you don't see results immediately. Step 2 is set goals for yourself. You won't quit if you see that you're actually making progress towards your goals and you're very motivated to like complete your goals. Step 3 is to build financial literacy. It's invest in your brokerage, your Roth, your 401, and just keep stacking the money and keep building knowledge every single day. Step 4 is to build a high income skill. And remember that you don't need a formal education to do this. You don't need to build debt to do this. All you need is YouTube, a computer, and a good mindset. And step 5 is surround yourself with people that are doing better than you. If you surround yourself with a bum, you're going to be a bum. Just brutal truth. If you've learned something from this video, please like and subscribe and comment where you're starting on your financial journey right now.